Cars.co.za.
Hello and welcome to the north of Pretoria. I have traveled up from Cape Town. I'm sitting in what is the most successful GWM and Haval dealership in the country, and I'm delighted to be joined by Conrad Groenewald, the COO of GWM South Africa. Thank you so much for your time.
Good morning. Thank you for having us. It's a pleasure being here.
No, it's great to be, and it's been so nice meeting your team and meeting the team at this dealership and seeing the workshop, and it's quite an operation here.
It is, and I think this is one of our largest dealerships in South Africa, and I've recently upgraded the facility. As you can see, it's the latest and greatest CI, and we're very proud of this dealership and what they've accomplished.
And I think that speaks to the success of the brand as well. I mean, I've been doing this a long time now. I've never seen a car brand rise through the sales charts quite like Haval. It's been incredible to watch.
When I walked into the organization, the first department I walked to was customer care. I think to understand what are we dealing with, because the art of your brand health is in customer care and the amount of calls that you get. And we have two ladies in the office, and they were taking some calls, but not nearly as big and as demanding as what I've seen with other brands that I've had the experience of working with. And then I went straight to the warranty department and I asked them, how many warranty claims do you get? And they said, well, the odds and ends on the clutch plate, and we've got a lot of new car buyers into the brand that don't normally drive with their foot on the clutch. Outside that, nothing. So I think a huge part of the success of the brand and what we've done is how reliable the products are, and just they are bulletproof specifically for South African conditions and driving conditions.
That's great to hear. You know, the number one question that I get asked when people are trying to decide on a new car or on an older brand is always around reliability.
Yes.
That is such a key concern for customers. So it's so great to hear that the numbers back up the fact that the products are reliable.
It is indeed, and I think everything in the automotive industry starts with DQR, durability, quality, reliability, and I think those three pillars we've absolutely nailed. You do get that question, and we do get asked often, do they last? Haval's only been in the country for 5 years now, so it's a relatively new brand, and only time will tell. And I wish we can sometimes just press the fast forward button 5-10 years from now and say, look, they're still there, we're still on the road, they're bulletproof, they're reliable. It's the one instance where you wish your life away so people can experience actually how reliable these products are. But as I said, only time will tell, and we're very confident that the vehicles that we sell today and the vehicles that we in fact sold 5 years ago, you still see on the road, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with them.
You know, if you look at the legacy brands, some of which have been around for over a century, they almost rely on selling you a badge, and they can rely on it because the badge is so strong. Do you think that what has accelerated your success in this market is purely down to great product?
I think with any marketing pillars, it starts with product, it starts with price, the 4 Ps normally, package and promotion. But I think our price is right in the market, our product's obviously right. It's been testimony of a lot of the sales success with the pricing that we've got in the market. So the 2 Ps in the marketing campaign or language we've nailed. If you look at the promotion, you look at the dealer network that we've got 85 dealerships, and we're growing rapidly. So we've got a lot of dealership expansion strategies in mind just to get that service throughput out in South Africa and the neighboring countries as well. So we are working on that ownership experience. And I think all of these things will fall in place, and we hopefully will give the established brands a good run for their money.
I think you are ready.
We can hope for more, always.
Very good run for their money.
But I think the reality is everything is made in China, so everything comes from the East. And I think there's a lot that's gone in China in the last couple of years in the development of product quality, manufacturing quality, quality controls, and we can see a lot of that coming through in our products that we get in South Africa.
So I want to ask you, maybe we can give our Cars.co.za audience a little bit of an exclusive here, because you guys have now built this great foundation on the GWM and the Haval brand. I mean, the Haval brand is like the rock star of our local car market, but that's not where you guys are stopping, right? There's some exciting new product coming next year, I believe.
Yeah, well, to be blatantly honest with you, we're looking at 12 product launches in the next year. So we do have a rapid expansion strategy in mind. In that, we're also looking at the addition of 2 additional brands in the South African empire. So yes, we will be launching Tank and we will be launching Ora in the not too distant future.
That is so exciting. I've seen the Tank products online. They look great. They really do. Funnily enough, I was overseas in Thailand in October and I saw some Ora products on the road. I saw the Cat, which was the Good Cat, I think, which was great to see. Yep. It looks very nice in the metal. It's a very nice looking car.
It's surprising. We happened to be at a global distributor conference in Thailand last week. We just came back from that this weekend. We also saw the Ora products and what they were planning or what they've already sold and what's coming. Surprisingly big vehicle on the inside. It's called the Funky Cat in some of the markets, so that will be coming to South Africa. And then we also saw the Tank 500 at the Thailand Motor Show. Huge product for what you're getting in there. Build quality, fit and finish on that vehicle, superb. And then we had the fortune of being test driven. Unfortunately, we didn't drive the products, but test driven in a Tank 300. Again, I cannot wait for those products to come to South Africa. It is just within the customer lifestyle, South African lifestyle, perfectly geared for what we can expect in South Africa.
Sure. The established brands probably don't want to hear that. It's like, oh, more headaches to deal with from your side. But no, I'm excited about those products. And it sort of raises a question for me. So you will have GWM, Haval, Tank, and Ora, those 4 brands.
Yes.
Does that create challenges on the retail side? Would it maybe not be easier to maybe consolidate and sell everything under the Haval brand, or is that just not possible with the global strategies that you have?
It would be easier, and I think every marketing specialist would say focus on one brand, focus your marketing budgets on one brand. Unfortunately, would not be possible. If you look at our holding company, I mean, it's a 20 million car industry that we come from. You've got standalone P-Series dealerships in China. You've got standalone Tank dealerships in China. You've got standalone Ora dealerships in China. The economies of scale allow for that brand separation. We'll consolidate that in South Africa to get some of the efficiencies through the system. And not all of our dealerships will have access to Tank and Ora. There's a certain quality, there's a certain CI criteria, there's a certain customer standard and expectation that we've got to get access to those brands.
That's very exciting to hear. I'm quite interested though in some of the challenges that are around, for instance, China's zero COVID policy, which has caused disruption in the ports, shipping difficulties, semiconductor crisis. Have you found that supply is holding you back, or are you getting enough stock to sell, or is the demand greater than what you source?
Our demand's been greater than what we could source. So blatantly honest with you, we've lost out a potential of about 7,000 sales this year.
Sure.
Because we couldn't get product for the last couple of months.
Sure.
My big focus joining the organization a couple of months ago was getting that fixed. We've now secured shipping lines for next year. We've increased our contract rate of getting vehicles to South Africa. So I think we're in a fortunate position for the last 4 weeks, so we're starting to get stable supply of products coming to the shores. But prior to that, we did have our challenges, especially on the availability of vessels from China.
One of your colleagues was telling me that there's a proper waiting list for H6 GT.
There is indeed a proper waiting list for H6 GTs, and if you do follow, and I think on your platform, you'll also see that some of those vehicles in the used car market have been selling at a premium price. So we are getting a proper shipment in of about 500 GTs in the next couple of weeks that will be hopefully finding new homes to customers.
Yeah, that product I think is, I mean, if Haval is a rockstar brand, that's like the lead singer of your band. You know, it's like people, there's so much interest in that car.
It is indeed. I've been driving the homologation vehicle for the last couple of weeks, and I've got to admit, every time you stop to fill up that vehicle, people will actually come and talk to you about the product. I've never in my automotive career experienced that amount of excitement from the public wanting to talk to you about the product and how you experience it. So it's been definitely phenomenal to see how welcoming and how open South Africans are, or excited they are about GT, what the vehicle looks like and what it's like. Yeah,
I think that's a very successful product in terms of desirability. Yeah, very desirable car. Yeah,
it looks the part, and I think as you know from the South African market, you buy with your eyes. If it looks the part, it's got your interest. And I think that product definitely looks the part.
Yeah, yeah. So we know South Africa is a very strong bakkie market. P-Series has been doing pretty well. Are there ambitions to expand bakkie offering, or will we be maybe seeing more variations on P-Series?
Yes, we have to. It depends on what OEM you ask for and how they segment the market, but the majority of the OEMs will agree that your pickup segment is the largest segment in South Africa. So any given month, it's about 10,000 units worth of sales. We're not where we want to be with P-Series sales. Hopefully, with the availability of more products coming in over the last couple of weeks, we can get our sales numbers up. But we do have a strong product strategy for next year to expand on the P-Series offering, plus maybe give you something extra in that segment by the end of next year.
Okay, interesting. Maybe we'll have to come back and chat to you next year. But you know what I've seen with P-Series, and so the Ford Ranger went through this, right? Where everyone wanted a Ford Ranger and they wanted to hot it up. So it needed wheels and it needed like a stupid thing on the bonnet, and you've got these ridiculously looking Ford Rangers. But what I'm seeing with P-Series now is people are hotting up their P-Series. It's like the bakkie has become cool in a way.
But that's what we do as South Africans. It's
Yeah.
not only Range, it's not only P-Series,
Yeah.
it's our Land Cruiser products, Hilux products. You can see majority of the vehicles on the South African roads or bakkies on the roads, people would like to customize their vehicle. They would like their own unique signature on their product that they drive.
Yeah.
A lot of our dealers have been proactive in dressing up their vehicles, and as soon as customers see them, they sold.
Yeah.
So none of these vehicles that we dress up for demo displays even survive the end of a week. Then they sold. So,
But that's what I think impresses me the most, because to build a car brand in the modern world is extremely difficult. To get to a point where you have sales success is extremely difficult in a new market. But what you guys have been able to do is make the brand cool and desirable, and I think that's quite an achievement.
I think it's one of the beauties of being Haval GWM in South Africa. We're a small team. The business have definitely outgrown us, so we're playing catch up to that. But I think with that, we're fast, we're flexible, we're nimble. We're able to adjust and give customers what they want. So a lot of the established brands try to break down bureaucracy. So thank goodness we don't have those challenges, and hopefully we won't go down that same path. So we can be fast, flexible, nimble, and cater for our customers and their needs.
So the big question, will we see these products made on local soil at any time?
If you look at the government policies and the automotive policies in South Africa, I think it's a wasted opportunity not to pursue it. It is something that we're engaging with the stakeholders at the moment to look at the possibilities of producing locally in South Africa. When that will happen, I can't tell you at this point in time. It is a big investment. It does take a lot of time to get that done, but it is something that we're not blind to. It is an opportunity that we're looking at pursuing, and hopefully we can capitalize in a way that the other OEMs are doing with export business into other markets. And I think as GWM globally is growing their footprint outside China, the South African market and our manufacturing capabilities in South Africa can play a greater part in that global strategy.
I think that there's maybe a lack of awareness of how large GWM really is. I think I read a stat that at the main manufacturing plant, there's 68,000 people working there, something in that order.
It's possible, and I think with the growth rate that we're expecting and the ambitions of getting to 4 million vehicles by the end of 25, at 68 million people will double in size. And I think it was very clear in the Global Distributor Conference that we've got to grow, we've got to be more aggressive, and we've got to drive the economies of scale and efficiencies in the business. So it is a big business, it is a global big business, but we want to be bigger and we want to be better.
You've mentioned lots of exciting products, new dealerships on the horizon. So over the next 2-3 years, what can South Africans expect from your brands, GWM and Haval?
I think our priority definitely for next year is to get all of the new product launches out there successfully in the market. Grow a sustainable dealer network that can take care of our customers, because if your dealer network is not viable, they don't take care of your customers, and that's number one priority is customer care and a healthy dealer network. With that, it's obviously to be blatantly honest, we would like to be in the top 5 brands in South Africa in a not too distant future, and we're going to work towards that road presence and then a national sales company that can represent the expectations of customers of what they can see or want to see from a top 5 player in South Africa.
That's great to hear. Awesome. Conrad, thank you so much for your time. It's been great to chat to you. I wish you and your company all the very best for the next few years, and may you continue the incredible growth that you've achieved.
Thank you, and thank you for the opportunity to talk to your audience.
Thank you very much.
Cars.co.za